Welcome back, Beowulf Nation. It's on Beowulf back at it with another YouTube video, man. This is some crazy news. You guys, a lot of people aren't aware there was that over 8 magnitude earthquake that hit Alaska off the coast. And from stuff I was watching on some other things is that the craziest thing is the day this earthquake happened, the last biggest earthquake in the United States off the coast was in 1957, right? Now the craziest thing is, and then down in South America, the same day, 14 cities had lots of snow. You know what year that happened in? 1957. Now you're talking about that's just a little bizarre. It's a little crazy. So, man, good thing is it's a happy ending at the end of the story I gotta talk about, but it's crazy. So a stranded killer whale survives with the help of good Samaritans. It's crazy. So the morning when people woke up after it'd be technically, because the earthquake happened at 10:30 at night in Alaska, and they had the tsunami warning.
Tsunami warning. Evacuate. Alerta de tsunami. Evacuar.
To everybody get higher levels, so there was a chance of tsunami. So then basically the next morning people found this juvenile orca stranded a good distance from the ocean. So let's talk about what happened. And it's lucky for people saving the life. Some other outlets where people were commenting, and some woman thought that she was like, could it breathe out of the water? It's a mammal, it's not a fish. Some people, man, I tell you, some stuff, it's like, how do you not know the difference between a fish and a whale? So, well, no, technically, it wouldn't be, I think the orca is considered a dolphin. It's one of those two. I'm pretty positive orca is considered, let me check that out. I'm going to fact check that real fast. Yeah, fact checked, I was right. The dolphin, it's in the dolphin family. So, I want to make sure I know I know what I'm talking about. I just want to make sure. I don't want to be somebody saying, you don't know this, you don't know that. Rescuers and wildlife officials kept it cool and wet while waiting for the rising tide. The orca returned to the sea about 6 hours after it was spotted on a rugged shores in off Alaskan island. And I'll have some photos of this too. Maybe I'll find some clips and share it in here too. And the little blurb underneath said the orca stranded on the rocky shore near Prince of Wales Island in Alaska. The tide eventually came in and swam away. And the pod of dolphins the pod of orcas was waiting the whole day for this juvenile orca to get back out. Boaters in Alaska came upon a particular site on Thursday. A 20-foot long killer whale was on the rocky shore, stuck in a crevice of rocks. Someone on the boat had spotted the orca on the Prince of Wales Island near the coast of British Columbia. Julie Fair, spokesperson for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, said in the email, the first call to the U.S. Coast Guard came around 9 a.m. about the whale, which was stranded on a rugged shores at least 4 feet above the tide line. Yeah, it's crazy, some of these, and it says here, they show some like little things of somebody tweeting something here saying, my niece, this is a person who witnessed this post and said, my niece from Tara Nielsen said, my niece Aaron is up here and found this stranded orca several miles from here. In all the years I've lived, I've never heard of or seen anything like this. I have to wonder if the 8.2 earthquake that was to blame. NOAA is on its way to try to save it. Yeah, so it's pretty crazy. And it has to be that it relates with this earthquake because there was a tsunami warning. There's a chance that somehow this thing was just too close to shore. We got to think of the ocean, how fish and whales and dolphins and any type of sea life would be reacting to a situation like that. Soon, Chance Strickland, the captain of a private yacht in Alaska, and his crew anchored and came ashore to spray the whale with seawater. The mist kept the whale cool and scared away birds that had gathered nearby on the trees waiting for the chance to eat the orca alive. That's a scary thing. It's amazing that people stop what they're doing and help this orca, because if they didn't, I guarantee this orca wouldn't have made it. So great props to everybody who took their time and knew that it was more important than any other type of priorities they have going on in their day to do something like that. Greatly appreciate it. And I guarantee a lot of other people appreciate it too, that these people did this. Mr. Strickland and his crew hoped that when the tide rose that afternoon, the 13-year-old whale would float and make its... How do they know how old it is? That's what's crazy. I don't even know how many years old it is. Does it have a birth certificate? Would float and make its way back to sea. Mr. Strickland could hear the orcas calling out to killer whales swimming in the area. Like I said, the pod was in there. Orcas are like one of the coolest dolphins out there. They've only harmed people in captivity, and they've never harmed a person out in the wild. But they're actually the most alpha predator of the whole entire ocean is orcas. I think I've done videos before talking just how amazing orcas are. They'll go in an area, like let's say there's tons of great whites. The great whites, as soon as an orca gets in that area, they leave and they don't come back to those potted orcas have gone. And actually I got a orca tattoo right here too. And it's the orca in the tattoo is chasing after a great white shark. And yeah, orcas, I think orcas are just really cool. It'd be cool to be on a jet ski with an orca and swimming underneath. That'd be a dream to do that. And I got, dolphin and another shark. I got a lot of sea life tattoos. He said here, I don't speak a lot of whale, but it didn't seem real stoked, he said. People on other boats stopped with water and buckets to douse the orca. Mr. Strickland and his crew gave the whale a wide berth in case it started flopping around. There were tears coming out of its eyes, he said. It was pretty sad. That's crazy. So this mammal is actually crying. It's just like, it's amazing that people make an effort with doing something like that. It's nowadays you don't see that kind of stuff going on, and it's a lot of people that pitched in for this. It's pretty wild. Mr. Strickland left the island after the wildlife officials came to relieve him and his crew, he said. The tide finally came in around 2 p.m. local time. NOAA said the seawater eventually rose high enough that the whale known as, that's why they know how old it is, the code word, the whale's vessel number is T146D, was floating again. It moved a bit slowly at first and it meandered around a little before swimming away, Miss Fair said. It was a happy ending for the whale, which returned to the sea about 6 hours after it was spotted on the shore. Well, you don't even know how long it was out before people saw it. It's just amazing that people were like in the area and saw this, because it could have been just a disaster. A lot of people don't know too is you can't just pull it up, especially it's on rocks. It's not even on sand. Every time I've seen it, like a whale or a shark, you could do more damage when you're pulling it. That it just, you can't just take a forklift and pick it up and then think you drop it off. It's not how something in the water works. It's not like a piece of cinder block or a piece of concrete or something like that. It's a living creature. The Canadian authorities confirmed the orca was a big killer whale off the west coast transient population. The beaching came just a day after a powerful 8.2 magnitude earthquake struck off the coast of southwestern Alaska. However, the quake, which was the country's largest in 50 years, did not cause the whale to be stranded, NOAA said. I likely doubt it. If it happened, it's not like 2 days later and then the whale was thing. It happened the night. It was found not even like half a day before. Well, technically you'd have to be, 12 hours after the earthquake happened? We could all sit there and argue about that all day. It says Toa, an orphan baby killer whale, this is another killer whale, suffered a different fate than T146D after it was washed ashore in New Zealand this month, even through conservations fed the whale in a makeshift pool, and volunteers, I saw this thing too, and volunteers spent days scouring the coast to find Toa's family. The orca eventually died. They couldn't find it, so this one I think got beached. In one of the largest cases of whale beaching ever recorded globally, Australian rescuers last year saved 108 of the 470 whales landed on a wide remote sandbank in the rugged Macquarie Harbour off of Tasmania. That is crazy. So they had 470 whales washed ashore and they can only save 108. It's very sad. Live whale strandings are unusual but do happen from time to time. Experts said 5 whales, including T146D, have been recorded as stranded on the west coast in the past 2 decades, said Jared Towers, a researcher for the Fisheries and Ocean Canada Government Department and Bay Cytology, a killer whales research organization. These whales were hunting seals or sea lions. It just made a mistake and basically got stuck. Then the tide went out, he said. Every whale except one survived the strandings, he said. While beach orcas is on the shore, its danger of overheating, being crushed by gravity, or getting attacked by birds or bears. And that's a big thing in Alaska. You got bears, you got wolves, you got mountain lions, oh my. Mr. Towers said it was difficult to say how long the whale would have survived if tide had to not come in. He said he had heard of a whale that lived after waiting 11 hours for the waters to rise because T146D was still a juvenile. Its body was small enough that it would not be crushed by gravity, he said, adding that it survived the beaching with only superficial cuts and abrasions. That's what I tell you, it's like gravity, everything. It is when a whale, dolphin, or fish comes out of the water, it's massive in size. It does not work the same. It doesn't work like how a land animal would be. He said the whale might have been waiting for the tide to rise after it got stuck in the rocks. However, the tide fell instead of the orca was separated for a few hours from other whales in the area. It's a pretty good chance it met up with them now, and it is just carrying on a normal life after spending some time out of the water, he said. Yeah, that's just crazy, and I like sharing this stuff. I like to share a bunch of different news. Sometimes sea life stuff, you know, all different things. So if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Existing subscribers, hit the bell notification. You get notified as soon as the video is uploaded. I'm Beowulf. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit the like button, greatly appreciate it. Also too, check out my Amazon store, amazon.com/shop/IamBeowulf. And then I have a whole new merch store that's at beowulfnation.com. You can see it if you're on your phone or computer, you can see all the stuff down below there, or you can actually go on the website at beowulfnation.com. And at IamBeowulf.com is all the discontinued merch, and then there's some used jet ski parts on there, so check that out. Be driven to win. Remember, every day is Earth Day. Stay mighty and keep strong.